this weekend, it was clear the Democrats are seriously pumped to take over the House come January. And they're rolling out a huge legislative agenda to help all Americans. I'm just kidding about that. They're not rolling out a single legislative agenda item. Instead, all weekend, they were demanding the impeachment of Donald Trump. That, in fact, is their number one agenda item for you, the American people. Nothing else, just impeachment.
Donald Trump is a criminal enterprise. The Trump family is a criminal enterprise. And that most of the people he's involved with, like Michael Cohen and Manafort, are shady folks.
So what comes next for the Democrats' agenda for Americans, you may ask? I'm not sure they even know because they're really too busy just trying to take down Donald Trump.
If it's proven, are those impeachable offenses?
Well, they would be impeachable offenses. Whether they are important enough to justify an impeachment is a different question, but certainly they'd be impeachable offenses because even though they were committed before the president became president, they were committed in the service of fraudulently obtaining the office. That would be that would be an impeachable offense.
Okay, so seriously, Democrats must have something else to talk about on TV as they are getting ready to actually lead Congress on the House side, right?
Do you believe there's already enough to start an impeachment inquiry? That doesn't mean he would be impeached, but impeachment inquiry. In fact, is Congress almost obligated to open an inquiry at this point?
I don't think so. I think impeachment is entirely different from criminal prosecution. And as you know, the Justice Department made a decision years ago in an opinion that a sitting president could not and should not be indicted. And so whether the president will ever face criminal charges with regard to this matter is an open question.
Now, okay, all right. To be fair, they did talk about other issues on TV. In fact, Congressman Adam Schiff, a darling of the media, was actually much more measured with his talking points this weekend when he declared that President Trump is probably going to jail.
My takeaway is there's a very real prospect that on the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him, that he may be the first president in quite some time to face the real prospect of jail time. We have been discussing the issue of pardons that the president may offer to people or dangle in front of people. The bigger pardon question may come down the road as the next president has to determine whether to pardon Donald Trump.
So what changed this weekend to make all the headlines turn to impeachment? Honestly, not a damn thing changed except that the media loves the subject of Trump going to jail or at least being impeached. The real story should be, is this all there is? Is this all the Democrats have on their dance card come January? How does this help the American people? So get ready for more of this, by the way.
When the evidence becomes so clear that you very likely have a criminal sitting in the Oval Office, what is the Congress left to do at that point? We do have to wait for Bob Mueller's report. There's got to be a fair and thorough process here. Also, the American people have to be convinced. It's important that they're also convinced, but I think that you're seeing that more and more.
Oh, and by the way, you remember that non-biased FBI director that Trump fired? Well, he also got in on the action this weekend when James Comey called on Americans to, and I quote, use every breath we have to get rid of Trump in 2020. So don't expect the media to change this narrative anytime soon. They will not hold Comey or the Democrats accountable for their lack of leadership either. The Democrats and the media will give you this rerun headline for the next 2 years, just like they have for the last two.